Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of Turnpike Music Garage, a show that gets under the hood of live music. And sometimes getting under the hood of live music means repairing the instruments that are used on stage. And you've been following our project guitar here. We've gone through and evaluated it. We've repaired the input jack. We've cleaned off all the glue and set the jack into the wood. Now we're going to clean the guitar and condition it and get it ready to be restrung and intonated. And that's the process that we're going to go through now. This little tool right here is a handy tool. You can get it from a company called StewMac online. And what it does is it keeps you from scratching the fingerboard with steel wool, which is the best way to clean frets. So we're going to go through and we're going to clean all these frets off with steel wool. And notice how, where they were looking really kind of bad, now they're nice and shiny. Believe it or not, the grease and gunk and oils and dirt that accumulate on the frets themselves interfere with the playing of the guitar. It slows down your fingers as you're moving up and down the neck of the guitar. So just a simple process of polishing these frets makes them smoother so that when you're sliding your fingers up the neck of the guitar, they're not dragging on sticky, clogged frets. So we go through and we do all of this. Now with a rosewood fingerboard, which is what this is, what we're going to do next is condition the fingerboard. And what I like to use is something called bore oil. And for those of you who don't know what bore oil is, clarinet players, the true old woodwind players that used ebony instruments, used to keep those instruments pliant, the wood pliant, using bore oil, which was the inside of the bore of the clarinet. And it actually works really well on the wood rosewood guitars. So that's what we're going to use here today. And what you'll see when I apply this, it's going to add a very nice sheen patina to the wood. And it also conditions the wood. And when I say that, it gets down inside the grain of the wood and gives it a little bit of resiliency. Wood, season to season, expands and contracts. The metal of the frets expand and contract at different rates. And so what potentially happens is the frets get loose from the fingerboard. And just giving it a little bit of moisture, a little bit of resilience prevents that from happening, gives it some forgiveness. So you look at that fingerboard now, after some conditioning, it looks almost brand new. So we're going to just wipe that down a little bit. And at this point, we're ready to just clean it and string it. So I like to use Pledge, orange Pledge. I get that at Home Depot, something spectacular or fancy. I like using Bounty paper towels because they hold up pretty well. And Bounty should be paying us some money for this. And we just shoot it with Pledge, just like you would, shoot your furniture. And you wipe it down. Now, wiping it down gets to be a little tricky around the tuners, but it's the citrus oil that actually makes everything come clean very easily. So, you notice now those tuners are all nice and shiny. Take a few minutes to make sure you get them good and clean. Down the neck of the guitar, and believe it or not, too, the Pledge does not leave a wax buildup. The new coat of Pledge takes the old coat off, and now you're starting to see how pretty this guitar was, or is. And kind of the difference between a well-made guitar and something that's, not so well made. Anyway, I'm gonna love the grain of this. It's very, very nice. So that's the front, the back side rather, and then we're gonna shoot the front and do the same thing. Top, we're not gonna shoot the neck because we've already conditioned the neck. And we're gonna just wipe it down again. Spend some time on the tuners to get them nice and clean. These are open back tuners, so believe it or not, the wax from the pledge actually serves as a lubricant for them. And then on the body of the guitar, we're just gonna clean this up, and like I said, it's really quite a pretty instrument. So we'll wipe everything down. The bridge. Now the bridge gets to be a little tricky. What I like to use to clean the bridge itself, you know, underneath the actual saddles and so forth, is Q-tips. They're not just for makeup, ladies. You can just get in there and get all the close area out, get it cleaned out. And again, like I mentioned, the pledge serves as a bit of a lubricant. So even these screw threads that are on the bridge and on the saddles and on the adjustments actually benefit from cleaning it with that. Yeah, so now you look at that bridge and it's nice and clean. And now we could have taken the whole thing apart and really cleaned it, but it wasn't that bad that we couldn't do it just with toothpicks. Well, that does it for cleaning the guitar. On our next episode, we're going to restring it and tune it and intonate it. So stick around for that. Thanks.